Hey everybody, how are you guys doing today? Hey, just wanted to welcome you to the Casino Insiders. I'm your host, Deacon Kane, and welcome. So, it's about 3 a.m. I just got off work from the casino. Little punchy, got a little sniffles. Unbelievable, go figure, right? Must be coming fall, or it is fall. Actually, it is fall as of 22nd or 23rd of September. Anyway, um, today we're going to be talking about obviously NFL Week 5, recapping all that, but I also want to talk about some of the crazy bets for the baseball playoffs. I'm just going to go into the four games that are the wild card games right now, and then we'll get into the rest of the playoffs probably next week. Just so you guys know that we're in a 3 game series right now, starting today, and then a 5 game series, and then a 7 game series. Just in case you guys didn't know, and then a 7 game series again for the World Series. Hopefully, in a perfect world, those will last about 3 or 4 weeks, and we'll be able to talk about them over the next 3 or 4 weeks. We also have some great fun facts for you. But first things first. Have you guys had an opportunity to check out Deuces the Shop yet? Do you have your hoodie? Well, I sure hope so. Grab it. Go to www.thecasinoinsiders.com. Click on Deuces the Shop logo and check it out. In advance, I'd like to say thank you guys. Now, let's talk recap. Last week was horrendous. Oh my God, let's just be straightforward and honest here. The worst team in the NFL is no longer the Denver Broncos. It is now officially the Chicago Bears. Yeah, the Chicago Bears. Justin Fields, sorry, bro. You're not all that in a bag of chips like you thought you were. And it's not the coaching. It's you, Sparky. It's definitely you. So don't blame the coaching. Anyway, here we go. All right, so here we go. We are going to go ahead and recap how we did. So, we won with the Lions. We lost with the Falcons. We won with the Bills big time, destroying the Dolphins. We lost with the Broncos, even though they came back from, 28 down or 21 down. We lost with the Brownies, who lost their quarterback, Deshaun Watson, which I didn't know about before I made my picks. We lost with the Bengals. Yeah, go figure. We lost with the wonderful Colts, but they actually played a pretty decent game, but that's just a different story. They came back, lost in OT. We won with the Buccaneers. We won with the Commanders. Great job, by the way. They played a hell of a game. We lost with the Panthers. We got destroyed with the Steelers. We won with the Chargers. Won with the Cowboys. Bad choice on my part. Lost with the Cardinals. Lost with KC. Jets played great. Zach Wilson did a hell of a job. Got to give him kudos. And it looks like we also lost with Seattle last night. I didn't get a chance to watch the game just due to work. NFL Week 4, we ended up 7-9-0. 7-9-0. That's just horrible. That is our worst outing so far of the year. Now, we're still overall 26-19-3 for 2023. So I'm pretty stoked on that. We didn't do week 1 just due to the fact that I couldn't get my act together. That's the truth. Story of my life. Anyway, let's talk a little bit about NFL Week 5, and I'm going to try and make this a little bit quicker just because you know me, I'm a little long-winded. We got Bears at Commanders. Commanders are favored by -7. They'll probably win by 6,822 points. I am taking the Commanders. We've got Jaguars at Buffalo. Now, I have no idea what team is going to show up for the Jaguars, but they are traveling up to Buffalo, so I'm going to take Buffalo -5.5 points. We've got the Texans at the Falcons. Falcons are favored by -1.5. Falcons are 2-0 at home, so I think I'm going to definitely take the Falcons minus the points. Then you got the Panthers going into Detroit. This has to be the biggest game that I've ever seen Detroit favored. They're favored by 9 points in this game versus the Panthers. I'm going to take the Panthers just because I think Panthers defense is getting better, even though they did lose Shaq Thompson. I'm not sure when he's coming back. We've got Titans at Colts. Titans, who knows what's going on with them, like I said last week. Colts are actually playing good ball. Last week, Gardner Minshew didn't play, so it was Anthony Richardson. He didn't do too bad in his comeback efforts. But in this case, I am definitely going to take them. Why not? -1.5 over the Titans, just because they have no idea where they're going. We've got the Giants at the Dolphins, -9.5 favorite are the Dolphins. This is a no-brainer in my opinion. I'm definitely taking the Dolphins. All right, next we've got the New Orleans Saints at New England Patriots. This is a toss-up in my opinion, but I think the opportunity is there for New Orleans. Again, it depends on who shows up. If I'm not mistaken, they lost their tight end Johnson, so we'll see what happens there. Derek Carr kind of needs to step up. He really didn't step up against the Bucs last week. So I'm going to take the points this time and the Saints. Now this one is going to be a freaking slobber knocker. You've got the Baltimore Ravens favored by 4.5 points, and you have the Steelers at home. Wow. Ravens favored going into Pittsburgh, Heinz Field. I think I'm going to take the Steelers. Hopefully, 2 weeks in a row they don't screw me over. So let's go Steelers. Got the Philadelphia Eagles at the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams, you never know this year who's going to show up. McVay's done a really decent job with this team. But they play good one week, they play horrible the next. They're up, they're down, they're up, they're down. They're playing against a really good defense who can stuff the middle. Williams is basically a middle runner. Not sure if he's going to be able to get to that edge with that front line. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Philadelphia Eagles -4.5. You've got the Bengals at the Cardinals. I'm going to go with the Cardinals again. 3 points. Why not? You've got the New York Jets at Denver Broncos. In my opinion, Jets should have won. I mean, obviously, KC has the 12th man. You know, I hate to say that, but it is the truth. What's his face? Number 11. Sorry, I can't remember his name off the top of my head. I'll tell you what, he was straight up raped on way too many plays. But that's just my opinion. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and take the Jets +2 points. KC at Vikings by 5.5, which should have been 25.5, but that's just my opinion. I'm going to take KC -5. Now, the game of the year, the century, the millennium, whatever you want to call it, you got 3-1 Dallas at 4-0 San Francisco. San Francisco is favored by -3.5. You know, being a diehard Niner fan, ever since I was itty-bitty, I'm going to go -3.5 because, as you know, if you're a true Niner fan, you do not like Dallas. You hate them. Green Bay at the Raiders. Well, Green Bay's favored going into Las Vegas, -2 points. We're just going to take them. Makes it that easy. And that's your Monday night game, by the way, guys. Yeah. Anyway. So a little recap. Here we go. We've got the Commanders We've got Buffalo. We've got the Falcons. We have the Lions, the Colts, the Dolphins, the Saints, the Steelers, the Eagles, Cardinals, Jets, KC, San Francisco, and Green Bay. Remember, the Jaguars game is going to be overseas in London, so 6:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. No, I take that back. 6:30 a.m. Western Standard Time start, so you've got 4 games that you can watch on Sunday, which is pretty sweet if you ask me. You can find us at TikTok and Instagram at the Casino Insiders. If you're really interested and want to check us out, I haven't been posting much in a while just because I've been kind of crazy busy on my back end. Now, here we go, folks. Now, this is going to be fun. Are you guys ready? Because I know I am. We've got the 2023 MLB postseason, which is going to be interesting. And the reason why I say that is you have a couple of newcomers. You've got Baltimore Orioles and you've got the Miami Marlins. If you really want to call Arizona a newcomer, you could too, as well as the Twins and the Rangers. So this is going to be an eclectic group. I think this may be one of the best playoffs we've seen in the last few years. So I'm just going to kind of break down some of the matchups and go from there and talk about seeding. You've got number 1 in the AL. You've got Baltimore. You got number 2, which is Houston. They've got byes. So which means that Toronto, number 6, goes to number 3, the Twins. Then you also have number 4, Tampa Bay, and the number 5, Texas Rangers. Rangers go to Tampa Bay. Okay? Now, the Twins have not won a playoff game in 18 straight games. I think the last time they won a playoff game was in 2004 against the Yankees, if I remember correctly, folks. So that matchup's going to be, I don't know, because Toronto chokes 99% of the time. So we're really going to see who's going to step. Is it going to be Toronto or the Twins? Toronto or the Twins? I don't know. And now you've got Texas versus Tampa Bay. You got a Bruce Bochy team. And I call it the Bochy factor because Bochy is, it doesn't matter. If he makes it to the playoffs, he's a contender. No ifs, ands, or buts. I can see them moving on to the next round, but that's a different story. And we'll get into those in just a second. Now in the NL, you've got Atlanta's your number 1 seed. You've got the Dodgers, your number 2 seed. You've got Arizona going to Milwaukee, who's your number 3 seed. Craig Counsell's done a great job up in Milwaukee. Good job, kid. Like him. And then you've got Miami Marlins going into Philly. Philly's just pretty much a juggernaut. Just depends on what's going to happen with their hitters because they're pretty much power hitters. I'd love to see Miami go up 1-0, but that's just me. So here we go. Let's get into the first one like we were talking about. Toronto against the Twins. Don't know who's going to want this more because they both choke when they get to the playoffs. You've got a minus 114 for Toronto, minus 105 for the Twins. I'm going to take the minus 114 in Toronto. I think that's going to be interesting. What I find funny, though, is Toronto is favored in this. Craziness. The next matchup is going to be Tampa Bay, Texas. You've got the Rangers going into Tampa Bay, and Tampa Bay's been playing some ridiculously good ball. Tampa Bay's obviously favored, minus 180 to plus 152. I'm going to take the Bochy factor in this one, minus one, or excuse me, not minus, plus 152. I think this is going to be the series that everybody needs to watch, not just because the Bochy factor are nobody ever wants to win, but because I think Tampa Bay could, if they win this, may have an opportunity to go to the World Series. Not saying they will, but this is my gut feeling. The next one is going to be the Diamondbacks versus Milwaukee. Milwaukee's favored, then the number 3 seed at minus 190. Arizona is at a 160. This is the way that I look at it. Arizona should not have a chance in this, but they played the Dodgers numerous times, which, even though I hate the Dodgers, it's always going to make you a better ball club. With them being in the West, they did pretty decently against Atlanta. Down the stretch, they played some really good ball to make sure that they got in. So this is going to be an interesting series. I do think that with the Craig Counsell as the manager of Milwaukee, I think that that's going to be the big significance, the kind of the dark horse factor, in my opinion. So I'm going to take Milwaukee minus 190. Last one is Miami Marlins at Philadelphia Phillies. Philadelphia Phillies is minus 200. I just think they're too strong. Their hitters have too much pop. Their pitching is on fire right now, and if it stays hot, this is the team in the National League that could give Atlanta a run for their money. That's just my opinion. Who knows? We'll see when things happen. But I'm going to take Philly minus 200. Yeah, if you guys are wondering what the minus 200, the plus 165, so on, and all that, in episode 2 or 3, I can't remember exactly which one, we did talk about it. Next episode, I will do a refresher, though. Okay? Now, I want to talk fun facts. Now, last week we talked about Atlantic City and how we're going to find some fun facts about Atlantic City. Well, that's exactly what I did, is I found some fun facts about Atlantic City. And I thought it was kind of interesting because I had no clue about some of this stuff. So, here we go. Are you ready? Of course you are, duh. You're just sitting there relaxing or doing something. So here we go. Atlantic City, New Jersey is older than Las Vegas, Nevada. A lot of people didn't know that. By about 50 years. I mean, obviously you think it would be just due to the fact that it is on the East Coast. At least in my opinion, that's kind of a duh moment for myself. The city was founded in 1854. Less than 20 years later, the development of the first boardwalk in the United States began. Boardwalk Empire was actually really good with, what's his face? Anyway, check that out. That was pretty cool. The boardwalk on the coast of Atlantic City was an instant draw to tourists. Many familiar summer vacations were taken in Atlantic City from 1880 to the 1940s. Plays and theatrical productions were a big draw in Atlantic City at this time. After tourism dropped in the 1960s, Atlantic City looked at Las Vegas as a successful example of what they could do to turn tourism around. Gambling was legalized in 1976, and a wave of casino resorts soon followed on the boardwalk. We're going over the top Atlantic City casino facts. What's pretty interesting is a lot of people don't know this, but the first casino in Atlantic City on the boardwalk was built in 1978. It is now called the Resort at Atlantic City. Kind of interesting, huh? So, did you guys know that the Donald Trump Taj Mahal opened in 1990, who was one of the guests that he had? It was Michael Jackson himself, yes. The Taj Mahal was dubbed the eighth wonder of the world by Trump, which I thought was funny. The cost of the build for the Taj Mahal was $1.2 billion. And this was the record at the time, which, yeah, back in the 90s, and we're looking at almost 40 years ago. Wow, that's just crazy. Actually, 33 years ago, excuse me. So the Taj Mahal in Atlantic City was also regarded as the largest casino in the world. While the casino was attracting money, the expenses and costs for the resort were mounting. The casino was the highest grossing casino in Atlantic City before the Borgata opened in 2003. This does not mean much without a look at the expenses in the state of Atlantic City. The high-end casino resort was doomed to fail from the start. Hard Rock International purchased the property in 2016 for just, you ready for this? $50 million. Yeah, from $1.2 billion in 1990 to $50 million in 2016. The fall of Atlantic City can be summed up right there, folks. Right there. Man, that's amazing. Atlantic City could not keep up with Las Vegas due to popularity and geography. There is only so much that can be developed in Atlantic City on the ocean. However, the biggest problem for Atlantic City has been attracting visitors compared to Las Vegas. Well, yeah, you're looking at weather all season round. They really don't get snow there, and if it does snow, it's very sporadic. Not storms. They don't get, well, let me take that back. They do get storms, but not 18 feet of snow and all that kind of good stuff. But anyway, as of 2022, there are 9 casinos in Atlantic City. They range from affordable and cheaper options to luxurious casinos that resemble high-end resorts in Las Vegas. Luxury offerings include the Borgata Ocean Casino Resort and Hard Rock. So here are the 9 casinos in Atlantic City, folks. You got Bailey's Atlantic City. You got Borgata Hotel Casino and Spa. Caesars Atlantic City. Golden Nugget Atlantic City. Hard Rock Atlantic City. Harris Resort Atlantic City. Ocean Casino Resort Resorts Atlantic City and Tropicana Casino and Resort. So pretty cool, huh, folks? So those are a few fun facts that I wanted to throw out there about Atlantic City. Well, everybody, I do have to say, I want to say thank you guys from myself here at the Casino Insiders. I'd love for you to check out www.thecasinoinsiders.com. With this being said, I hope your bets come alive this week. I hope you guys make some money. So, from Deacon to you, have a great day, a better tomorrow, and get some W's out there, folks. Deuces, the shop.